my holy peoples, my holy person, my holy per daughter, singular and or plural. Let me tell you what happened at the parole office. Oh, because I have been building a holy case against these individuals for a while now. When I was in a Los Colinas jail, the time before last, I put in paperwork to at least 3 times, and I claim harassment and called them terrorists. Okay, so, and again, it is documented this time at the Los Colinas jail that I asked to go to the PSU area because they were making a lot of noises, slamming the doors, and they were being a distraction, and they were just very disruptive. That's the word that I used to the doctor. And then I was able to go over and have some holy medications. I really was there for the snacks though, and the music, and just the holy, privacy more so. Anyways, I do have many stories from this last occasion and all the other occasions. Every time I leveled up, I went to jail. Okay, so this is the cup runneth over of me having all the level ups. Okay, because I just got out of jail several days ago as I'm doing this holy video artistry. Okay, and today is July 24th. Okay, so I just spoke about how individuals have been putting on tests out here. Like I guess the movie The Truman Show, something similar to that movie. They've been manufacturing tests out in the environment to satisfy their weaknesses, okay, their paranoid schizophrenia and things like that. Okay, that is documented live on Facebook, Karma Garcia Cruz. Okay, this video artistry here also will go over there onto Karma Garcia Cruz on the Facebooks. Probably maybe TikTok and or Instagram. Not sure about those stages, but for sure YouTube and Facebook, to make it very simple. Okay. Now at the parole office, my niece and I, mind you, my niece has a recovering demon on her back of alcoholism. Okay, that demon, which it does have a very rotten smell to it, I might add. I gotta tell you, it stinks. It does smell bad. Okay, but my niece is dealing with that demon. Okay, so she has not drank liquor in over 6 months. Okay, she's on the clean and sober and purifying and cleansing and purifying. She's on that situation, but she has not drank. Okay, so this has been an ongoing situation with my niece. Okay, we have to give you the background so that we can give you the current grounds so that we can learn from this on forwards to the grounds. Okay, so my niece and I were at the parole office. Okay, I checked in. Okay, now there were people coming in and out. I want to specifically speak about the man that came in with the dress on as if she was homeless. It had bags. He had bags. She had bags. Holding on to as if, that was the bedroom, dresser, the kitchen, the living room, all of that. Okay. There's a table where I believe the individual was a spy, so let's just go ahead and say the potential spy walked through. Okay, as you witnessed, there was a sound of a vehicle coming through, and I said drove, so that energy could be a spy as well. Not sure, but there's a reason why I said drove, as I was attempting to say walk. So the energy walked through with the bags, dressed as a cross dresser. Okay. And then the energy was stalking out, spazzing out, speaking out. And the energy was in the corner. And I was facing the energy. Okay, I was over there by the the soda machine, which I thought I was going to get Gatorade. I paid money to get a Gatorade, and I wanted to hit the slot for the Gatorade, but I got a 7-Up, which is cool because I do love lime and lemon, especially that lime. It really does something to Carmen Garcia Cruz, Archangel Azrael, Holy Osiris, in holy human form. Okay, I ruled the dead. Therefore, I found eternal life. I believe so. Okay, so here we go. I'm facing the cross-dresser, talking to my niece. Okay, I witnessed the cross-dresser, who I believe was a spy, pull out a bottle of what was perceived to be hardcore liquor, which is a drug, rotten, spoiled, fermented rice, fruit water juice. Okay, so it took a sip of the potion, the elixir. I witnessed it. My niece, I believe, witnessed it. I didn't say anything about it, but I believe my niece witnessed it. I know I witnessed it. Okay. I did not know that my niece felt uncomfortable with the energies in the room. She did not express that to me until it was all said and done. Okay? So let's wholly proceed with the holy situations. I just ignored it as the cross-dresser spy, alcoholic potential, was sipping on the scissor. Okay, so then I started talking to my niece about something else. We were just randomly talking about things. And in mid-sentence, I peek over at our friend, probably, who knows, the spy cross-dresser, potential alcoholic, pulled a cake, chocolate, with chocolate icing, out of one of the bags. And I couldn't finish the sentence. I got lost for a second. I went somewhere. Because when the cake came out of the bag, I knew something was going on, because the bitch eyebrows ran, like it rose as if the bitch was Vanna White. And I had solved the puzzle or some shit like that. And I hit the jackpot. That's how that bitch acted, as if maybe it was my expression when I witnessed the cake. But the eyebrows did rise, and I got a chuckle, and the bitch got a chuckle as well. My niece, again, I have no idea where my niece went. My niece probably was unaware of the situation, but let me tell you, that was the frequency, because the energy had to try to get onto our, timeline energetically. So that's why the cross-dressing situation, the bitch was trying to connect with me, Carmen Garcia Cruz. And then the bitch started drinking something that seemed to be alcohol, trying to connect with, what's on my holy niece that does not smell very well. Yeah, that energy of alcoholism. Okay, so with all of that being wholly said, I want to wholly press charges against that individual that pulled that liquor out like that. If that individual is innocent, I'll say, okay, cool. But if it was somehow was planned, and that individual purposely pulled that, was witnessed to be alcohol in an area where My niece has been battling drinking that, trying not to drink that, and it did it anyway. I want to sue for $10 million with the exceeded amount, the top of the line amount of $141 million. You can just give me 10 now, and then you can work on giving me the 131 million within 3 years. I can give you the sentence now, the verdict, and all of that. Yeah. All yeah. We can just make it happen. We don't even have to waste any more time. Okay? Because again, many of you have had weaknesses, and you have created a false reality to where you would have an excuse to why you have to test others, because you got those weaknesses and things like that. And you want to make your weaknesses other people's problems. And when you make your problems other people's problems, and your weaknesses other people's weaknesses, things like that's called like a zombie, like vampirism. It's kind of like that, you know what I mean? It can be contagious if you don't know how to protect yourselves from that. That's my holy job as a holy champion. Yeah, So I said no to being a celebrity, which consists of what you're acting and you're singing and you're dancing, you're telling your jokes or whatever have you. Probably even being your politician or being on your spiritual stage in your hierarchy and things like that. Being in between the real creator and the actual individual human. Yeah, I could have been over there as well, but I said no to all of that, okay? So that I can receive what I really want to receive. And much of it is a romantic relationship with at least 3 individuals. We can start nice and slow with 2. And if we want to film that and document that and record that and present that to the world, how we're dealing with a holy polyamorous relationship, then let us do that. Let us give us the holy freedom to be able to present that to the world if that is something we want to do. It probably will be very entertaining, and people will learn, because I love to teach, as well love to speak, as well love to learn. I am also a holy master of privacy, so I just really want to make this work. And that is the holy message. Holy thank yous.